Alright, welcome back to the Star Trek Rewatch, where every Thursday I watch an episode of Star Trek the original series, come back here to talk about it with you. As always, I'll be reading the summary from Alan Ashman's Star Trek Compendium. Let's get right into it. This is The Way to Eden. It's the Space Hippies episode. This one was written by Arthur Heinemann with a story by DC Fontana. Now, DC has a what do you call that? A pseudonym for this episode. She's gone under the name of Michael Richards in the credits because she didn't like the way that the final episode turned out. Evidently, it made some changes to it. So, yeah, the director for this one was David Alexander. Stardate 5832.3. Captain Kirk sights a stolen spaceship, the Aurora, and orders pursuit. The strain of the chase overheats the cruiser's engines, and the ship's crew is beamed aboard just before the Aurora explodes. The guests are a group of young idealists seeking to begin a new life on the mythical planet of Eden. Their leader is a brilliant engineer named Dr. Sevrin, who is also quite insane. Well, Spock finds out he's insane. Evidently, Spock is a big fan of this guy, his work, has a conversation with him. The I guess the initial introduction doesn't go so well, but Spock is able to communicate with them effectively. The space hippies comes in, he does this whole like one. They do this a lot in the episode, and one of the things that the hippies call people that they don't reach. That's the word they use. We reach, man. They call them Herberts, like Herbert, which is, yeah. I don't know if this episode is meant to be comedic. I think it's unintentional comedy. Um, but yeah, there's Spock there, doing the one, right? Whatever. Anywho, yeah, he's like, I am not Herbert. It's like, we reach, man. Yeah, funny stuff. So, anyways, Spock finds out that Dr. Severn is insane, and then Dr. McCoy finds out that Dr. Severn is actually carrying a disease called Scythococcus novi, a disease deadly to those not immunized against it. Severn's a carrier, right? Well, Severin seeks to gain control of the Enterprise to find Eden. Among his followers are Irini Galulian, I can't even say it right, Galulian, something like that, a beautiful young woman once romantically involved with Mr. Chekhov. Evidently, she went to Starfleet Academy because there's a scene where like Kirk is like, one of those went to the academy. Um, yeah, so I guess she's a academy dropout. There is also the son of the Catulan ambassador to the Federation as a member of this party. The latter's presence results in Kirk receiving instructions to handle the group gently and allow them free roam of the Enterprise, which seems kind of silly, honestly. Like, do we really just have to let them walk around? You can't confine them to quarters or something? I don't know. While Severn is placed in protective confinement, Spock begins a search for the mythical planet of Eden, which he surprisingly discovers with the assistance of Mr. Chekhov, who teaches Irini, his ex girlfriend, I guess, how to take control of the ship or pilot the ship from. Um, it's not aft steering, but basically the equivalent of aft steering if you're on a ship. Um, Whatever. It's the alternate location. You can pilot the ship from wherever he's at, and it's slipping my mind at the moment. But yeah, Severin manages to escape. This is after a jam session, of course, because there's a lot of really just, I don't know, psychedelic music in here and stuff with Charles Napier as Adam, um, playing various songs. In fact, I think he wrote a couple of them, if I'm not mistaken, in the credits. But he does this number, a bunch of little silly numbers. He goes down to Spock's quarters to try to get him to, get in a jam session playing his Vulcan lyre. And then there's a scene where he sings a song, Heading Out to Eden, which for some reason I have always remembered the lyrics for. I really, it would be cringe inducing if I sang it to you, probably, Heading Out to Eden. Yeah, brother, right? Heading Out to Eden. I think those are the lyrics. And it says, I think the next line is, got no trouble in my body or mind, gonna eat like a king on whatever or live like a king on whatever I find. Gonna eat all the fruit and throw away the rind. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Stuck with me since I was a kid. I don't know why that particular song is burned into my brain out of all the jam session numbers that are in here, but whatever. I've got this, you know, song in my head. Anywho, let's see. They rig an ultrasonic device. Dr. Sevrin rigs an ultrasonic device before they ditch the Enterprise and beam down that almost kills Kirk and some of the other crew members. They steal a shuttlecraft. They flee to the planet below. And then Kirk and a landing party follow them down, only to discover that the entire planet is acidic. Everything is acidic. The soil and vegetation are highly poisonous. Everybody's feet are like burned. It's really nasty. And Adam, Charles Napier's character, is dead. Dr. Severn then goes nuts and climbs a tree and then commits suicide by eating fruit because he's completely insane. Um, Everybody else, you know, leaves Eden, presumably with the Enterprise to be dropped off at the nearest starbase or whatever and returned home. Really don't know what else to say about it. Actor Skip Homer was played Dr. Severn. I saw him. He's in a lot of westerns and stuff. That particular guy. I remember seeing him in one of those Randolph Scott westerns. In fact, I have it. Probably have it somewhere. Is it Comanche Station? Is that the one that he's in? It's in one of those, Bud Bodeker productions. He plays one of the bad guys. Um, let's see. Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot else to say about it. Now, Charles Napier, I believe that's his name, was in Rambo, First Blood Part 2. He's the guy that keeps on giving Sylvester Stallone all the crap in the movie. And when Stallone shows up at the end and like shoots the place up and holds the dagger or the knife above his head, he's like, mission accomplished. It's Charles Napier. I think he's also in, I can't remember what else he's in. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's one of those guys that you see in movies and you go, hey, it's that guy. He's one of those that guy actors in a lot of stuff. But I specifically was like, oh, I know him from Rambo, First Blood Part 2, right? Whatever. Anywho, I think he might have come back for a Deep Space Nine episode, if I'm not mistaken. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The one where Quark, the Ferengi, travel back in time to the 1940s. I think he's the general in that. That's like got them locked up on the base in Roswell, which is pretty funny. But I got nothing else for you, brother. So I like this one. For some reason, I've always found it entertaining. I know it's really like bad, but I find it like so bad that it's good. I mean, do we reach or are you a Herbert? Anywho, let me know what you think about this one below. We are winding down. We got like what, 4 episodes left and this whole shindig's over? Yeah, we're almost finished with our Star Trek rewatch. So, till next time, live long and prosper.